victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. I'm an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. I want to thank all of you and everybody who had anything connected to my being conferred with this honorary doctorate of humane letters from Huston-Tillotson University. I am happy to stand before you this morning as Dr. Ralph. When I look out there at the graduating class of 2009, of which I am very happy to be a part of, I look at you and I feel good. See, I know what good is. You know that Church's commercial? Do you know what good is? I know what good is when I look at all of you, because I know that all of you have done something very special, something that a lot of people will never ever be able to do. You stayed the course and you finished the race. And in order to do those two things, it takes preparation. Preparation, preparation. And most of us know in order to run a good race, you sometimes need to have a good coach. You sometimes need to have a good cheerleader. You sometimes need to have somebody that says, "Go on, baby, I know you can do it." You've been acknowledged by the faculty this morning, but I think you all need to think about those who you might not be able to see today because they're sitting behind you. Somebody have sitting behind you a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a godfather, a distant relative, an adopted member of family, somebody who at some point in your life might have said just one something that led you on a path that has gotten to you this moment. That person may even be sitting right beside you. That person might be just hovering up above from the skies of heaven, looking down on you saying, "Baby, I told you so." So if you know that you've got somebody like that, if you know there's somebody that when all of the excitement has been over, that you may have realized, "Oh, I forgot to say thank you," I want you to stand up, turn around, look at them, give them a nice round of applause and say, "Thank you for getting me to here today." Lot of folks out there. I see prayers going up. I see prayers going up. I see prayers going up, and I see the future being retooled. Because it's places like this that extraordinary things happen. It is places like this that extraordinary people come from. Because sometimes there are folks right in your midst that didn't know how they were going to get to this point. There was somebody who said, "I don't have the money." There is somebody who is saying, what place of higher education is going to want me? How can I ever think that I could be the one to wear the cap and gown and march into my own future? Somebody the first day probably drove by with a dream saying, I can't go there. But there was somebody at some point in some way that said, yes, you can. And because of that, yes, you did. But the learning's not over. Trust me, the real lesson is about to begin. Oh, yes, because remember, I don't care how tall you are, how short you are, how big you are, how slim you are, how smart you are, how maybe unsmart at sometimes you are. There will always be somebody taller. There will always be somebody shorter. There will always be somebody bigger. There will always be somebody smaller. There will always be somebody smarter. And yes, there will always be somebody dumber. But it is for you right after this to figure out, where do I fit in after all of this? Because as good as you are, you will come up against some people who will not help you just because. As smart as you are, there will always be somebody who will not acknowledge it just because. On some days when you do your best, somebody's gonna figure, you need to have more of a test. Some days you're gonna wake up saying, I just can't do it. And that is the day you're gonna have to look back on all the preparation it took to get you to this point. Because the race is not over. The race is just beginning.